Hello, my name's Ciaran. I'm here at the CSF closing gala for the 2021 Canterbury Shakespeare Festival season. As you can hear behind me, everyone's having a really nice time. We're going to interview some of the cast and crew and the committee about the festival and what's gone on and their highlights, the struggles that it's been.
I wondered that you should still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Right, hello. What's your name?
It's Ellie Huxtable.
And who did you play?
Benedict in Much Ado About Nothing.
And you're also part of the committee, aren't you? So what do you do?
I'm the artistic director of the festival.
As an actor this year, can you tell me what your biggest struggle was?
Oh, the lines.
Yeah?
Yeah, Benedict has so many lines that are monologues, and I find monologues really hard to learn because you have to rely on yourself, especially if you're like me and add in a lot of ad-libs. Then you lose your train of thought of where you were in the speech, which I did, when we look back at the recording, quite a lot of times. Okay, the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that several people in the festival, including myself, but lots of people in the festival have been mistaken, or not mistaken, but have been referred to by audiences as professionals or semi-professionals, which, considering that we are a bunch of community-based theatre, there are some people out there who've never been on stage before in their lives. There's one guy out there, this year, this was the biggest part he's had in his 73 years on this earth, and yet people still thought that we were of a professional standard, and I think that's my biggest, proudest achievement. They say I am proud, but they say the lady is fair. 'Tis true, I can reprove it. And virtuous. Well, I cannot disprove that. And wise. Well, except for loving me. No, it is no great addition to her wit, nor no great argument to her folly, but I will be horribly in love with her.
I'm Charlotte Greenbridge. I play Lady Macbeth, and I'm the managing director of the Shakespeare Festival.
What was your biggest struggle this year as a performer?
I've never had to act fully crazy on stage before, so the out-damn spot scene is always really challenging because it can go from just like ridiculous, hysterical. So you got to keep it grounded and believable. So that was quite hard, but I was happy with the performance in the end.
Out, damn spot, out, I say! On 1, 2. Well, now it's time to do it. Hell is murky. Fire, my lord, fire! A soldier and a fid? Well, not what needs we fear, who knows it? We none could call our power to account. But who would have thought the old man would have had so much blood in him?
Hello, could you tell me your name and what role you played this year?
Hi, my name's Tarquin and I played Macduff. Hang on, can we go again?
Macduff? No, we're not going again. We're not going again.
Oh, damn it.
What was your biggest, proudest moment in this performance?
I'd say it was I think it was a Saturday nights where we had our sword fights and we both managed to punch each other in the face properly and stayed in character and the scene didn't collapse. That was the best moment, I think.
Bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself and set us front to front. Within my sword's length set him, and if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
My name is Ciaran and I played Macbeth in Macbeth.
Excellent. Okay, and what was your proudest moment?
I think my proudest moment would be the Tomorrow and Tomorrow speech, stapling tomorrow onto the last sentence, because there's very few people I've seen do it that way. I've actually not seen anybody do it that way. Niara says that she's seen a couple of people do it that way, which I believe. I don't think I invented the idea, but just sort of striking out and doing that speech slightly differently than I've ever seen it done, at least, and not just copying Ian McKellen, which is what a lot of people do. That's probably my proudest moment.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word tomorrow. And tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death.
Hello.
Hello.
You look very frightened. Could you tell me your name and what part you played this year?
I'm Leanne and I played Malcolm in Macbeth.
And could you tell me what your biggest struggle was this year as a performer?
I think kind of like tackling and breaking down Malcolm's character into like his motivations. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments.
My name's Freya and I played Fleance, young Macduff, young Seward and a servant.
That's a lot of parts. Could you tell me what your biggest struggle was as a performer this year?
The main thing was trying to get something out of each character, even though there wasn't a lot of time on stage.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that challenge, so it was fun.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why the honest men?
And the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
My name is John. I played the porter, MacDonald, a king, Angus, and one of the lords in the banquet scene.
It's a lot of parts. The main part you played, of course, was the porter, who is the fool character in that show, which I see that you've taken the part to heart.
Yeah, that is correct.
What was your biggest struggle as a performer? This is your first show ever.
It was,
you
yeah.
did fantastically, but what was your biggest struggle?
Learning the lines and making sure that everything flowed.
Right.
I think that's the main thing, to be honest. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, it takes him off. It persuades him, but it disheartens him.
My name's Emily, and I was the director of Much Ado About Nothing for the festival.
What one idea do you think that you brought to Much Ado that is sort of like yours, that you've had in your heart for a long time, that you got to sort of express directorially?
Oh, well, I've done Much Ado a few times in the past. I studied it, and it's always been a favourite. So I suppose I really wanted to bring my own my love for it to the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and I really, I had a lot of input in the music as well. So I tried to bring it a little bit more modern as well.
She cannot love, nor take shape, nor project of affection. She's so self-endeared.
I think it's so, and therefore certainly it were not good she knew of his love, lest she make sport at it.
Well, I'm Michael Gould and I played the part of Leonardo. I was very pleased to get the part of Leonardo. I'm 73 years old and I thought it's time I had a decent part, and at last I was given one.
What are you most proud of this year as a performer?
Well, that I managed to remember these lines and deliver them, but I think I achieved some sort of rapport with the people I was acting with.
I had not thought thou would so quickly die. Thought I thy spirit stronger than thy shame. Myself would on the rearward of reproach strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one. Should I for that at frugal nature's frame? Oh, one too much by thee. Why had I won? Why ever wast thou noble in mine eye?
I'm Nick Sowage and I played Dogberry in Much Ado About Nothing.
Can you tell me what your biggest struggle was this year? I think I have an inkling about what it's going to be, playing the part.
It was the fact that I don't think any Shakespearean clowns are funny. That's the reason. They were funny at the time. I'm sure they were knockout funny, and Will Kemp was fabulous when he did them. But because it's so much to do with language and wordplay, which doesn't now happen and doesn't transfer, then you've got to make a lot more effort to make it funny.
If you should meet a thief,
you may suspect him by your office to be no good man, and of such men, to meddle or mess with them is not better for your honesty.
My name is Sarah, and I played King Duncan, and I also played Old Seward later on in the play.
Can you tell me what your biggest struggle was as a performer this year?
I think it was interpreting Duncan, because traditionally he is played as a very holy, virtuous, rather aged king. And the struggle was to bring a little bit more life to him, to make him a more dynamic character, somebody who was actually perhaps suspecting that Macbeth was not as loyal as he seemed.
Go. Pronounce his present death. And with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
My name's Barnaby, Ciaran, and I played Lennox in Macbeth.
Could you tell me what your biggest struggle was this year as a performer?
Remembering the lines and
coming on stage at the right time. Sort of basic stuff, really.
Things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead!
My name is Alex Holstead and I played Claudio in Much Ado About Nothing.
What part of your performance were you most proud of?
The wedding scene is obviously a really critical moment in the play because it kind of catapults everything forward. And it's also like the sort of dramatic centerpiece of the play as well. So finding the reserves of anger, I suppose, for that scene was probably the highlight for me.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honour. Behold how like a maid she blushes here.
I'm here with Jodie.
Hey.
Can you tell me who you played and which play?
I was in Macbeth and I played Hecate and Lady Macduff.
What was your biggest struggle as a performer this year?
I think differentiating between the two characters, because even though they're different characters, they're the same kind of role. They're both quite strong, powerful women. So yeah, trying to differentiate between them without just using costume.
Have I not reason? Beldams as you are, saucy and overbold, how did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of our art. But make amends now, get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron, meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny.
Thank you for watching. If you came to the productions, thank you for coming to the productions, and I hope to see you next year at the productions.